Hello, and I'm sure you're wondering, oh, it's a camera video. What pack is he opening today? Let me move my toenail clippers out of shot first. Shout out toenail clippers for keeping my toenails clipped. You guys are probably thinking, oh, is he opening a pack today? And what do I have the game mat out for, huh? What's the game mat for then? And then you probably think to yourself, oh, is he going to show off some like remote duel gameplay that he did? And like, you wish I had friends. But what we're doing today is we're doing a little bit of a deck profile. I know, it's crazy. We actually do deck profiles here on this channel a little bit. I wish I had told myself this prior, or I wouldn't have to do this preamble while I prepare. But how are you guys doing today? I'll probably edit this a little bit just to properly do this. So, basically, what is the point of today's video? What is the point of anything, really? We're going to show off this this fun little deck that I have that I've been playing for a while. You guys have probably seen me play it on stream. I do a lot with it. It is MAGIKEY. It's my favorite deck going right now. I'm getting close to having it beat out by like Lyrilusk and DDD because I've seen the new support and I really like DDD anyway. So the new support has got me going, made my Unga brain go Unga Bunga Bunga Ba. But without further ado, I feel like I need to get into the deck profile. Firstly, we have triple copies of the main card of the deck. I know it's a vanilla. I know vanillas are typically like, ooh, spooky vanillas, why are we playing this in the deck, right? But this is going to be either you get to Verte with this quick, or you get to actually just pop off completely with this card. So move those here. Then we have 3 copies of the main combo card in the deck. This is the main card. This is the main combo card. We have 3 copies of Greater MAGIKEY Maftiel, or Magnificent MAGIKEY Maftiel. I'm using the OCG name because I played this before it came out in the TCG on stream. Like, before even Dawn of Majesty, before we even knew. This basically, I'm going to put it back. This basically, when you summon it, it gets this guy or one of your other normal monsters that we're going to get into from the graveyard. And you can only use it for MAGIKEY combos, but that's about it. And you can reveal it in your hand. You get an extra normal summon of a MAGIKEY monster, which basically that's the first thing you're going to do if you draw into it. Then you have the normal monsters. You got Angel Trumpeter, Gunship Suship Shari, and Mech Knight Avram. These 3 are so you can get attributes in the graveyard. This could be probably replaced with another Angel Trumpeter because you always want to see this off of like Unexpected Die or even off of your MAGIKEY World Search or your not your MAGIKEY World Search, your Vapardu Search. And then this is your biggest search card in the deck because it lets you get any MAGIKEY card which includes a spell or trap cards. And it's honestly just, you summon this and you basically have the full combo. Basically. I say basically because there's some cases where you will get a hand trap, and we do have some interaction in the deck for said hand trappage. And then we have these cards. You never want to see these cards in your hand. You have this because you are doing the Auroradon combo sometimes if you manage to see. If you have to make do with like Unexpected Die and Angel Trumpeter in hand. And that's the only cards you have in hand. I don't need to explain to you what those do. You guys have seen the Auroradon combo. And I don't need to explain these 2 cards either. This is so you can get to Dragoon. Now, you could argue that DP is better. I argue that it depends on what matchup you're heading into. It really does. And I, for one, am in the tier of brain escape that says, if this isn't good, play the other one. I have the DP package in my side deck that I can hot swap on games 2 and 3 if the matchup is not good for it. So now we move into the spell cards. You've got Magikey Mafty. Very often, you're not going to want to open this, but you still have 2 because it still has versatility in the deck. You can hard summon the Beast. If you don't draw on your instant fusion, you need Beast on the field. It can also get you to Bados Buster if you draw only like this Bados Buster, Clavis, and like 2, and like basically you draw into your Dragoon package, right? And then we have 3 copies of the field spell. This starts everything. You play Magikey World and you grab your copy of Greater Magikey, Magnificent Magikey. My bad. You grab this and then the other effect is relatively useless. It's like anytime a normal monster would be destroyed. No, it's not the first time. Then you have the main combo starter. You want this in your opening hand. You want this in your opening hand, and basically this in your opening hand and Angel Trumpeter is full Auroradon combo, as well as say you're you only have enough in hand that you think you could just make Verte and like DP or Dragoon Pass. This gets a normal monster on the field. You can go into a Link Spider. Get another normal monster out of your hand, go into another Link Spider, go into Verte, and because you do play 2 Link Spiders. Then you have the cards that you're realistically going to get Bados Buster onto the field with the most. You got High Ritual Art, which lets you summon it from the deck by taking it out from your hand, and Advanced Ritual Art is just the opposite. High Ritual Art does have a downside where it shuffles it back into the deck. At like the end of the next turn or something, but that's irrelevant. It's not going to sit on the field for the rest of the turn. And then you have Instant Fusion. This gets your Beast onto the field. That's basically all it's there for. Red Eyes Fusion, again for Dragoon. You can take this out for Fusion Destiny and the DP package if you want. Moving on to the trap cards, you have 2 copies of Magikey Unlocking and 1 copy of Magikey Locking. Now, I know that this is like the spell trap negate. This negates like droplets if they don't send a trap card. This negates Dark Ruler No More because it can't be responded to by monster effects, but it can be responded to by spell or trap card effects. And then locking is basically extend on your opponent's turn or when it comes back to you. There's only 3. You only have these 3 trap cards in the deck because you're realistically going to be searching off of Transfer Mine, so if you don't draw into one, you set the other with Transfer Mine. If you draw into the other, you set the other. You know what I mean. If you draw into neither, you get Unlocking, because Locking is really just, I want to go further. And now we have main deck interaction. We're going to start with the Elf Archetype stuff. Magikey Battle. This is likely going to save things like, say they try to affect Valor your Magikey Maftiel, right? You're going to use Battle. You're going to shuffle a normal monster, hopefully not the one you targeted with Maftiel's effect, and then you basically get to make your monster immune to that card effect. And that's basically what that does. It's a quick play, which is the only reason you play it. If it was a normal spell, fuck no. Then you have the 3 copies of Gamma with the 1 driver. There's actually something that you can do with this if you end up using it on your turn. So there is something to look forward to with it. Infinite Impermanence. I was lucky and I managed to get 3 copies of the Cyber Style Structure deck before they were expensive. So that is the main deck. We don't need to be told what Infinite Impermanence does, do we? Now on to the extra deck, right? Link Spider. More often than not, you're going to end up summoning this if you don't open well. And then another Link Spider to go into Dragoon. I tried to get both common print, but when I bought them, they sent me 1 super and 1 common. Then we have Apollosa, Bow of the Goddess. This is going to come up more than you would think. It usually comes up on the second turn, your second turn, because you go Auroradon and one other monster that you managed to make or something like that. Speaking of Auroradon, you've got Auroradon and Halqifibrax. I do not have the ultimate rare because I'm not that guy. This, you make this, you get Deskbot, you make this, and then you I don't need to explain the Auroradon combo to you guys. You guys know what the Auroradon combo is. Then we have Verte. This is either going to get you your DP or your Dragoon. It's one or the other. Now we move on to the Exceed monster, which is just 2 copies of a party. You run 2 of him because he's an extender as well as a way to out problematic things such as Dragoon. Basically, he unsummon, you can detach a material, get a level 4 to your hand, and level 4 or higher normal monster to your hand. Normal monster, not Magikey monster, which is very important. Means you can't search Mafteal and just keep going. On top of that, he lets you bounce opponents' monsters back to their hand. This is your payoff for Gamma. You can, now that we're into the synchros, you can go into this if you have to Gamma on your turn, because if you have any other monsters on your field while you're trying to do the Auroradon combo, your board is too clogged to get Deskbot out the second time. So you would make this out of your Gamma and your driver, you yoink it away with its own effect, and then you continue your combo. Here's your of Archetype Synchro with Magikey Fiend Transfer Mine. You make this with Mafteal and a non-light monster every time. You need to make sure that you do that because then you get unlocking set to your field. And then this will pop a monster at any time. Once per turn, however, it pops a monster, which you wait until your opponent goes into the choke point monster. Like, say they make, they have to make their own Verte, right? And they're going to plant Dragoon as, like, their main combo piece. So you pop the Verte on summon, you'll usually have a Dark in your grave. And then you have Cupid Pitch. This helps extend further through the Auroradon combo. It's a quicker way of doing it rather than relying on going into Herald and Herald overlay and then all of that into a party, because you want to have a party made by then. And speaking of Herald, you do run Herald of Arclight because you can either put it as the Floodgate in defense or you can use it for that combo extension with the party that I just mentioned. And of course you run Borload Savage Dragon because you're running the Auroradon combo. You can get Halqifibrax 2 negates on this. It's pretty wild. And then you run Dragoon because it's Dragoon, and then you run the Beast as the fusions. Like I said, at any time I mention Dragoon, you can replace this Dragoon package with DPE. DPE works just as well if you're in like a grind game state with your opponent, but Dragoon works better if you're trying to pop 2 things without having to pop something yours, do a whole bunch of damage, and go for an OTK. Like, if you're going second and your opponent like cuts off a lot of your combos, you can make Verte. You can make Verte go into Dragoon and then just OTK them. That is the main deck. Now we're going to get into the side deck. We're going to start with what I've been mentioning throughout this whole video. You have the DP package in the side deck. You can, in fact, run fusion monsters in your side deck. I've went into like a whole bunch of like, okay, can I do this? Can I do that? I went a whole bunch of Discord servers. I looked at the rule book. I looked at everything like that. You can put fusion monsters into the side deck. Then you have 3 copies of everybody's favorite toddler, Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Gotta stop them from getting those searches, right? Then you have 2 copies of Nibiru the Primal Being, the gold rarity, because it was the cheapest one at the time. Thank you, Brothers of Legend. Then we have 2 copies of Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion. I'm not really explaining these because I don't need to tell you guys what they do. We got 2 copies of Effect Veiler, and then 2 copies of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. You could realistically, if you don't want to play the DP package, you could triple out on Nibiru and then play Crossout Designators in the side deck. But I am no millionaire, even though Crossout Designator is below $40 now. But I feel like that is enough of enough talking about the deck itself. I'm sure you guys want to see a combo. I'll be right back with possibly a best hand for the deck and seeing what it does. Okay, so I'm back with combo. We're basically making it to where these two cards are essentially just normal monsters. It's only one of these matters that it's a normal monster, but basically the full combo, basically Magic-y combo takes these three cards. If you manage to draw into like World and Battles Buster, or World and Battles Buster. Fucking not World. World and like any ritual spell card, you can play through Nibiru easily. First you go Unexpected Die, and you get well, probably not Avram. Probably not Avram, since you have the choice. Get Clavis. Clavis, go into Link Spider. Link Spider effect, special summons, Angel Trumpeter, then you take these two, you go into Hulk. Hulk gets you to Deskbot 01, where are you at, my little Deskbot man? There's Deskbot 01, then you link these two into Auroradon. Auroradon is going to get you 3 tokens. 3 tokens. These are just sleeves. Should probably make them all the same color, though. These are just sleeves. Then you get Deskbot 01 back to your field because 2 or more machines were summoned. You go and you take these two. Get rid of that, and you make Cupid Pitch, updating its level by 1. Then you will take these off of the field to get. There are people moving around my house. It's fine. Colt Wing. The reason I put the sleeves over here and didn't put them away immediately is because you get more tokens off of that. And yeah, this is basically just showing you guys the Auroradon combo made with Magic-y, right? Then you would go these, since this is level 5 and a level 3 now, you would go ahead and establish your Savage Dragon. Keep in mind your opponent could definitely Nibiru you beforehand, but this sort of, if I've read this correctly, yeah, this makes it where at this point you are safe. This point you're safe, because you can negate the Nibiru if they activate it in hand. Although, more than likely, they're going to see Cupid Pitch at the field, and they're going to Nibiru you right then and there. And you're going to reveal this if you haven't already, which you really want to reveal it before you do anything. Also, you should have done that whenever you special some of the tokens. Your opponent will more than likely not care all that much. Then you go into... Then you go into Herald of the Arclight. Go into Herald of the Arclight. And then you overlay 4 Vapardu. Vapardu, detach. You want to detach Herald every time. And then you chainlink 2, chainlink 1. You get your Search of a Normal. Although you might want to make that chainlink 1. So that you don't get fucked over by it. Do I really only have 1 target at this point? I could get another Clavis, but that's a bit gauche. Gross, not gauche. I have a slip of the mind. I play a lot of Final Fantasy. Okay, so now you got 5 cards in hand, which is what you started with, and you got all this on the field, right? Then you activate High Ritual Art. You send this. And you make Batos Buster. Batos Buster effect lets you get a Magic-y card, you get World. You could get Math Deal here, which some people would like say that that's probably better. But you activate that, you get Magikey card. Magikey monster, rather. And then you can use its effect at that point to get Magikey Mafty to hand. And you can put this useless card, this driver, to the bottom of your deck. And now you can activate Mafty, sending these two to get Beast. And then at this rate you can overlay again for Vapardu. And if you were playing Utopic Draco Future, you could go into it right now. You would detach Bados Buster, because you're really getting some deck thinning is what you're trying to do. Get another Clavis to hand. Yes, I know that the Mafty's still there. Or Mafty's still there. And actually it goes back to your hand because you used it to summon Beast. And now, you use your first normal summon. This is your first normal summon, by the way. And then you get out Shari, just for Sharis and giggles. And then you go these two, tune them up. Let's rev it up, as the kids would say, into Transfer Mine. And now you have on field, you've got Borload Savage, 2 forms of like removal, bounces it back into your hand. Most extra deck monsters don't go to the hand. And for Transfer Mine's effect will activate, however, and you'll get Unlocking Set. The reason that's important is that your opponent might use a spell card, you can negate it, and then you can declare a type, and their monsters will all become that type, which does come up because of Vapardu and Transfer Mine, because then you can make it fire, light, dark, earth. And if you had detached Colt Wing here, you could make it wind as well. And you still have 2 cards in your hand for a potential next turn top deck of something important. That is going to be the Auroradon combo line. Basically, what happens if you're desperate is if you like draw only die and like a whole bunch of normal monsters in your hand. You don't draw Magikey Fiend. You want to activate die. You get normal monster, and then you get another, and you make 2 Link Spiders go in the Verte DP or something like that. And that's basically like the other way to play this deck. You could do with just the Transfer Mine of Vapardu if you don't play the Auroradon combo, because there are some people who don't like to do it on premise. But that's basically what this deck does. It's a combo deck that also has some control elements. Basically, what you want to do is you want to hope that your opponent can't play through 2 negates, a pop, and a spell trap negate. And bounces, apparently, obviously. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I will see you guys next time where... what other decks do you guys want to see me showcase that I can make? Goodbye.